appropriate thing to say.
Criminal to deliver the spoils of industry. Crimson are the rivers, bleed our grief into the sea. Steam train running on a reckless rail, speeding right into the rising gale. Shovel harder 'cause we're on your tail. Revolution's fucking dream. Revolution's fucking steam.
Welcome to tonight's episode of Blades in the Dark, the Blackwater Exchange. This is a show about a crew of audacious criminals and their attempts to rise in power through the gritty dark streets of the city of Doskvol. So guys, welcome to everyone viewing tonight. Nice to have you here. And well, let's pick up where we last left off. So, episode 1, you guys forming your crew, the Blackwater Exchange, and being drug pushers, drug peddlers, with a new substance called recall, which allows people to experience memories as if they were real again or right there. It's a very joyous experience, though I'm sure if you have a bad trip, you could experience a nightmare as if it was real. However, you aren't the only ones with any with current goings on in the borough of Crow's Foot, because two of the major gangs, the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks, are going head to head. And the leader of the main gang, the ward bosses of Crow's Foot, named the Crows, Rorik, died, which I believe, how many days ago is it he's dead now? He's been dead for...
about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks in game, so it's been 12 days since he's died,
Yeah.
which is 2 weeks in game, 6-day weeks. And in those 12 days, the peace between the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes that he brokered has fallen down. His second in command, Lissa, who's been rumoured to kill him, is having a bit of an internal power struggle her own end with the now second in command Bell, who was third, he's now second, seems to be at opposite ends of the ideas spectrum to her as to how the gang should be run. And in the midst of all this, you guys will start pushing your product.
We did.
You had invitations from both the Lampblacks and the Red Sashes to come and speak to their leaders, which you did. Spoke to both of them. And it seems that like both sides are recruiting every kind of free blade, hired gun in the area to help try and sway the balance. They're quite evenly matched, and they're trying to get people on the side to sway the balance of the seemingly inevitable coming war in their favour. You seemed to align more with the Lampblacks. You've taken
Well, one of the members of the gang certainly did.
one of the members of the gang,
which was Thadeus, which is my character. He liked the down to earth nature of the Lampblacks. He liked his general. He was a bit more friendly as well. It was more down to earth and more about
Barjo Baz. Well, a man of the people.
Barjo Baz, a man of the people, as is Thadeus.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How does Thaddeus feel about an Eruvian in this when your character Merrick is an Eruvian? The Red Sashes are a Eruvian gang.
You see, the thing is, like, because of his background in the military, he hates Scotlanders more, because that's what the Unity Wars are about.
Yes.
It was between Akaros and the Scotland land. So
He's
got a bit more. Well, he's racist to get about Scotlanders. He thinks they're all like barbarous, murderous, lawless people, basically.
Barbarians,
yeah. In terms of Eruvia, he I don't know, he doesn't have as much of a problem with Eruvia, I don't think, but it's still like.
I mean, Eruvia's a strong ally of the Empire. It's been for a long time.
Yeah,
a long time. I mean, it's got some major cities there. Okay. Cool.
But it's like any person. Like, if you get to know them, then you just forget about all the prejudices you had before. You just go, oh, he's okay, but all the rest of them are.
You're okay. The rest of your
it's
people.
The rest of your people, which are the issue.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. So, you have also the Red Sashes, who are a more politically connected gang, and their leader, Mylara Clev, was a bit more blunt.
Yeah.
And offered you... Well, she didn't so much offer you a deal. She said that I know you've been offered drugs by Baja Baz. Yeah. And that he's given you 10 coins worth of product he wants you to shift. He will take 60%. You'll take 40, which is... He wants 6 coin. He'll give you 4 if you push the product. That Mylara Clev was, I know you've got that. And I want you to... She wanted you to steal his war chest. That you've got... She said basically you've got a bit of an in.
Yeah.
I want you to steal money from him. So that, to fund her coffers and take it from him. Especially Thadeus, you seem to openly reject the idea and make it very clear. I think Merrick, you were a little bit more on the fence with it.
I think to Merrick, I think he much prefers the caliber of the Red Sashes and what they've really done with their
they've got connections. Yeah,
they've got a lot more connections.
They're connected to the Ruvian consulate.
Yeah.
So the Ruvian consulate has huge sway, huge political power. They're also known to be have some connections to the inspectors. So the inspectors are another. So you got the blue coats, the main police force. The inspectors are more like detectives.
Yeah.
But they're a separate entity. If you imagine if the police force are like your local beat cops. Sorry, the blue coats like your local beat cops. The inspectors are more like the FBI. They're citywide. They have no allegiance to the blue coats, and indeed many of them are foreign. So that they're harder to buy off. They're harder to bribe. And it's known that the Red Sashes do have some ins with the inspectors as well. Whereas the locals see the Lampblacks as more like lovable rogues standing up to the powers that be.
I think with the actual work that they gave us as well, like the Lampblacks, it was more of a professional. Job. They were giving us some product. They wanted us to sell it.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Red Sashes, they were just like, okay, we want you to fuck them over, and you'll get some money out of it.
Yeah.
And that's not really the image we're trying to propagate. Like,
exactly.
say if the Red Sashes came up to us and gave us a proper, not a little bit more legitimate on a more legitimate side than go and steal that chest. Then we might have.
Exactly. I think Merrick much prefers the class of the Red Sashes. Really wants to work with them.
Yeah.
But they cannot deny that the business opportunity presented by the Lampblacks is probably better.
Cool. So that's what we got up to, and then you guys, taking the drugs, then basically found a bit of a crooked cabbie boss, and he has got 2 of his cabbies now. Taking you around Crow's Foot, you've nicknamed it Deals on Wheels. You find the likely look of like drunks or people who basically look like they want to get high. You convince them to come into the cab and like behind closed doors do the recall. Now we did have a little bit of a crossroads last week, which I thought was quite cool. Where especially you, Merrick, you chose specifically to push your own product of recall ahead of Spark, which was Barjo's, which I thought was very cool.
Ours is just higher quality.
It's high quality.
Let's be honest.
No question, it is high quality, both mechanically and thematically, and in story terms, it is a high quality product. Yeah, so you pushed it. So cool. That was the kind of the score. It was basically setting yourselves up to have these distributors for you, working for you. It was 2 cabbies, wasn't it? It was Drav and Ramina. Drav is from the Dagger Isles, and Ramina is a Ruvian. He's a bit older, she's a bit younger. Cool. So, here's what's happened in a couple of days since. We are going to do payoff and such stuff in a bit.
Of course, yeah.
But here's what's happened in a couple of days since you guys have done that. Time's a bit flexible here. Like this, what you're going to do
at the same time.
is happening the same time these things have happened. Yeah. So, first of all, the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks fought quite a bloody skirmish in one of the open streets, open courtyard streets. They interrupted one of the main market areas. Stories among the people, both in the underworld and the public, differ as to who started it. But what's known is that some Lampblack and some Red Sashes got into a bit of an altercation, and it just completely escalated from there. One of those small things that what started as a fight became a full-on front.
Oh right.
Both sides took heavy casualties, and there was no clear victor.
Okay. It's a bit of a stalemate.
Yeah, at the moment, it was quite a large skirmish. People died in it. Heavy casualties is the one consistent thread that goes amongst this, kind of Chinese whispers among the people. There was no clear victor, and there are bodies on both sides. The violence spilling out onto Crow's Foot has brought the perceived control by the Crows into further dispute.
Okay, so it's even more tilted.
A little bit,
the power has been tilted anymore.
Basically, the public are unhappy with the level of street violence, and are now questioning whether the Crows' control was because of the strength of the gang, or because of Rorik. whether it was the gang itself or whether it was the
like force
leadership.
of personality, then basically.
That's what the question is now currently. Whether it's true or not, you don't know, but it's just the perception. That's the current thing, is that basically people are going like, you're meant to keep control of this, you're meant to keep this contained. Why is Lyssa not doing something about it?
Yeah.
Further on from that, your peers in the underworld have told you that Lyssa and Belle, who is her second in command, and Belle is known to be extremely loyal to Rorik, and with the rumours going around that she killed Rorik to take control, long and short of it is that Lyssa and Belle are rumoured to be further apart than ever.
Okay.
And that there seems to be no immediate reconciliation about to take place. So the crew seem to have a bit of a schism in the crew. And it's kind of becoming a bit of more common knowledge, which is not good for any major gang. Finally, the Bluecoats seem content for the gangs to kill each other and pick up the pieces. They don't seem to be getting involved at all.
So there's no increased Bluecoat presence.
Not in Crow's Foot specifically.
Yeah.
There has been on every bridge leading from Crow's Foot. So what it seems to be is that on the outskirts of every bridge coming from Crow's Foot, major bridge, because loads of little bridges, it's for the city of canals and streets. But basically is that there seems to be, or the rumours go, that as long as the violence is contained to the borough, they don't care.
So are they more worried about things which are coming into Crow's Foot or people which are going out?
You're not Bluecoats, so you don't know. But basically, it seems to be the Bluecoats are like, as long as you guys want to kill each other, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just keep it in Crow's Foot.
They just don't want to spilling it.
Yeah, they don't want it in Charterhall, they don't want it in Brightstone. As long as basically, let the scum kill the scum, that's kind of their attitude. And then they'll come in and pick up the pieces. Like, why risk anything when they're killing each other?
Yep.
And then basically a general thing is that it now seems inevitable that war's coming to Crow's Foot, especially between the Lampblacks and Red Sashes. After the last bloody battle,
so I thought they were at war anyway.
They've not been at war. There's been tensions, and they've had skirmishes. But like after the last one, like which basically skirmish / battle, it does seem inevitable that war is about to come. Like, but it's a bit of an arms race or a cold war. Like both sides have been gearing up.
Yeah.
But after the last kind of bloodshed, it seems that if there was any chance of making peace amicably without blood, it seems to have faded now.
Do the Crows not seem to have a hand or really care about who's winning out of the Lampblacks or the Red Sashes?
Definitely both. They're more Machiavellian in the sense that they want neither. They kind of want the sequel. They were the Crows are very happy being in control, while the two other gangs were below them and paid up. It's like everybody pays up, everyone's happy. But Death of Rorik's brought that into dispute, and the Crows, well, as you've heard from the rumours, are definitely have their own internal power struggle right now. So it seems that splitting their focus is not ideal.
Yeah.
So that's what's happened or happening in the Crow's Foot currently.
Okay.
So, picking up from last week, we have your payoff from last week's score.
The best part.
This is where you earn money. Cool. So, rep and coin is the first thing.
Yeah.
So you completed a successful operation in that you spread your influence, so that's dealing your wares, and that by default you get 2 rep per score. If the target of the score is high, you get +1 per higher tier, and if it's lower, negative tier. Dealing your wares, it's to the people. They're neither higher nor lower.
Yeah.
So by default you get 2 rep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your gang gets 2 rep. You're making a little bit of a name for yourselves. If you keep the operation completely quiet, you earn 0 rep. That's not the case, which is pretty good. You get coin based on the nature of the operation and the loot you seize. So 6 is a standard score, it's decent loot. 4 scores kind of a small job, a strong box. Because you guys are kind of pushing your way into the market currently, I see it as a 4 coin.
Okay.
What do you guys see? It's an open collaboration.
I'd agree. We didn't really make like a huge deal or anything like that.
Yeah.
We pretty much just started off a business venture. We sort of said, this is how we're going to make money in the future. Like, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to use the cabbies to distribute some wares and
you sold some stuff.
Get them back to us, getting people back to us. So I'd definitely say it's a stepping. It's like the first stair.
I'd agree. I think we've kind of been playing on people that don't really have money, which is probably not the best way to get more coin.
Yeah. Well, you've been, you got your revenue. You have a revenue coming in, so you got 4 coin. 3 of that is going to be from recall. I will say, just by the nature of what you guys do, and just having it, and like having the silken noose where you guys operate out of, which is a drug den. That 1 coin is also sold, so you can mark it on the clock of the spark.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
We were on 1 anyway, weren't we?
No, we didn't
You
sell it.
purposely chose not to sell it.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's literally, you've got one tick on that just by the simple case of some people might start on that and go to recall or finish off with it. There's just having it. So
It's a nice end of the day.
Yeah.
We've got Margaret on the door selling it.
You got Margaret.
Can we do like drug tasting sessions, like whiskey tasting sessions? You start with this one, and then that's got quite a nice nose to it.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, 4 coin.
Okay.
Now the question is, so and all districts have a crime boss, and they do. Is that are you paying up to the crows as you have done in the past, and are they as they expect you to do? Part of their agreement with you was you would pay. You've been given this area, this piece of their turf, because they're not making money from it, and you said you could. So
I'm part tempted to not.
Mm-hmm.
Because we made that agreement with Rorik. Rorik's dead.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, the crows let us have the silken noose, which is the front of our drug den.
Yeah.
They let us move in. We paid him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like during times of turbulence, people tend to hold on to their money, like Brexit, people hold on to the money they don't spend, they see where
Brexit just got brought to place in the dark.
It just docks it.
It's like
It's like when Scotland tried to, walk away from the Union.
It's turbulent times, no one knows what's going to happen after this war and Rorik and stuff.
I think we had an agreement with Rorik that we would take this place in exchange for giving them coins. I think if they want to negotiate a new deal, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think for now, I don't think that deal stands.
Cool. So you're not paying up.
No, I think we don't pay up.
Can you please start a clock? It's a 4-tick clock.
4-tick clock.
And we're gonna call it. I don't know, something like the crow's patience run out, or I want to say the crows are fed up with your shit.
I'll just call it crow's patience.
Crow's patience. Can you take one tick, please?
A whole tick.
Whole tick.
Oh.
So you've not paid up to the crows currently, and after a few days or a week or so, they'll be like, "Why haven't we been paid?"
I'm just kind of hoping it goes under the radar with the whole power struggle thing. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you guys are so small they won't notice, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We'll see.
Heat. So heat is the attention of the Bluecoats, the City Watch, as to your nefarious activities. There were no bodies. I'll say no one got hurt, but that might not be true, I suppose. No one got...
Some people might have got addicted to
drugs. It's different. So basically, long and short of it, it's 0 heat. Okay. It's 0 heat. You've done it very smart, you've done it behind closed doors, you're in cabs, it's 0 heat. Wow. Anyone that, kind of knows what you're up to or might be following you, it's,
they haven't tattled.
They're not gonna, they're not the people who's gonna spill. Yeah. So it's 0 heat currently.
Okay.
Cool. Now, one of my favourite things I get to do is roll for entanglements.
So this is bad for us. Although we're on 0 heat, 0 wanted level, so it's not going to be too bad.
0 heat, you're 0 tier, so I'm going to roll 2 dice. It says basically a negative and keep the lowest result.
What's bad?
A 1.
Rolled a 1 and a 2.
You rolled a 1. Cool. So, interesting. I'm going to hold on to that.
Okay. Matt's keeping something in his pocket.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw it later.
So entanglement is something that happens based on what we've been doing, and it looks like I think they can either happen straight away or.
Yeah, it's for me it's when it fits a narrative. So you've got this chart, which and it's an inspirational chart. Gives you ideas of how, depending how much you guys are wanted, how high you're. So you have heat and wanted levels. Heat is how much immediate tension is on you, and then it goes up. A bit like GTA, it goes up in wanted levels, and the higher the wanted level, that's how. Not immediate tension, but just overall attention on you.
Yeah.
At the moment, you've got 0 heat, 0 wanted level. But something's happened, in the wider world of Doskvol, and we'll pull, like I said, I'll put it in my pocket, we'll keep that out, pull it out when it time suits. Maybe it's not happened on the chart, on the calendar yet. Maybe it's in a day or two. So first of all now, most interested, or an interesting part of the game is, our first time doing it, because it is downtime. So downtime specifically, where you guys do personal stuff. It's different to free play in that you often increase stats in your sheet.
Yeah.
It's how you get new things and upgrades. So by default, you have 2 free activities.
So it's what we're doing when we're not selling drugs, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of like we're doing something else. So either making something or settling with our vice or training a new skill or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff you're doing when you're not on the clock. You're not working as demons. So, and again, you get 2 by default. You can always pay a coin to have extra. But that coin represents you guys not earning. You're having to pay other
Yeah,
people to do it
yeah.
for you. You're having to, dip into the gang's funds to pursue these personal things.
Yes.
But hey, what's money for if not spending, right?
Exactly.
So, down to activity, guys. What do you want to do? The city of Doskvol is your oyster.
Well, I think I don't know whether we should discuss what our next step is before we go into downtime activities.
Possibly,
or,
if it affects it, yeah.
I don't know, or we just do them and then see if Matt throws something out.
Throws a spanner in the works.
Yeah, throws a spanner in the works. I sort of know what I want to do, and my character's a leech, so that just means he's the sort of leech he is that he's going to be making stuff in his workshop, like weapons and basically upgrades to help the gang do their job more effectively, or to help them fight people, basically.
Cool.
So, I mean, my 2 downtime activities are going to be... One is going to be a craft action.
Yeah.
Because as part of my special ability as a leech, which I took, I start with one special design already known. Usually you have to use a downtime activity to complete a long-term project, to study a plans and get it into a point where you're in a position where you want to make it.
Yeah.
But I've already got this plan, I know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to try and craft it.
Cool.
So what I'm going to try and craft, and the plan I've got, is I've got a stun baton. And basically what that does is that it looks like a normal wooden truncheon or baton, but when I press a button on the side, it electrodes pop out, and basically it causes it to, I guess, have like a crackling lightning energy, and basically if you hit someone, then it electrocutes them. Yeah, basically. So that's.
And is the one that extends out, like you whip it out like a rod?
Yeah, you whip it out, and then you press a button, and then these electrodes come out down the side, and then it arcs between them, basically.
Cool.
So like one side is like a lightning or like a crackling sort of like spark-craft energy, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether we did this last time, but obviously that's what type of creation it is, and that's what it does. It electrocutes people when you hit people with it. And then the question I'm going to ask you is, what minimum quality level is this item?
So I see that minimum really as a 2, I think, to make it okay.
Yeah.
I think 2 is fair on that one.
So it's 2 at the minute. So you then ask me what rare, strange, or adverse aspect of this design has kept it in obscurity.
Which we know, but yeah, I'll ask you, but we know what it is that you found the plans to, right?
I found the plans, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found the plans.
Where did you find them?
So after Thadeus's illustrious military career, which he'll tell everyone about, he'll go into great detail of the great feats he's done.
Embellishment.
Or no embellishment at all.
Merrick's like, oh my god. Yeah.
He got proposed an offer of a job on the side, so a non-military mission, really.
Yeah.
And this was from his commanding officer.
Yeah.
A man called, I have it right here, it's Horth von Drakenberg. And I don't know if you want to go into why the von Drakenberg name should, spring up any...
Quickly, yeah, the von Drakenbergs are one of the major noble... Not a major, they're one of the minor noble families.
Yeah.
They're a vassal house.
Yeah.
But, a minor noble family is still leagues above the richest merchant. They are a class unto their own.
So this Horth is part of that family. He's one of the he's a scion, so it's like a
he's not
a
the
sire.
first or second son. Yeah.
So he's a military son. He got put in the military. He was commanding my unit. He commissioned an exhibition outside of the lightning barrier, basically. So obviously the city is contained within a lightning barrier. There's loads of ghosts outside, but there's also strange and wondrous things outside. One of the things that he knew from a map or a plan he acquired, I've got no idea how he acquired it, is that he knew there was a secret store of pre-cataclysm tech, basically. He knew that outside the lightning barrier there was an area, like a secret compound, where there was plans to weapons or tech which was vastly surpasses what happened.
Oh, sorry, it's separate.
Okay.
It's tier 3. That's how good it is.
Oh, tier 3.
Tier 3.
Okay,
yeah.
tier
to get an idea of this is pre-war tech.
Yeah.
Or pre-cataclysm tech. It's 3.
It's 3. Yeah. So it's technologically advanced in comparison to what they've already got in Doskvol at the minute.
Absolutely.
So he led this exhibition out of the city with the help of the Deathland Scavengers, who are people who know the lands outside the city and can sort of like Sherpa people there.
Yes, they can. That's exactly what they do. And you guys are quite close to them. Like, let's say you're close. You have a +1 relationship.
Yeah, we got an okay relationship. But that's basically where I found the plans. We found a load of information, brought it back, and there are reasons why. Oh well, basically he fucked me over. So it's von Drakenberg, Horst von Drakenberg. He fucked me over.
Which I'm sure we'll come into at some point.
That's what it would. Yeah. It's a very difficult part of Thadeus's backstory or his life. He doesn't like talking about it very much because basically he thought he was friends with this guy, and the noble acted like a noble and basically saw him as dirt and fucked him over.
You're a tool to be used.
Yeah, because the guys of this mission was that, okay, we'll get all these weapons, we'll sell it to the government and we'll all make money, but basically he just took everything and pushed Thadeus out of the picture. But Thadeus managed to retain a few things. Maybe he was looking at things which Horth wasn't necessarily interested in, but he picked up a few bits and bobs from the Deathlands which he brought back to the city, and that's just where he got this plan from, basically, of this stun baton. So that's like a brief background of where he got it. So it's tier 3. So that's why no one has one in the city, because no one's thought to build one, and it's.
I mean,
it's
this is a huge step. Like the fact that you can, it's a retractable baton, and that electrodes come out of it and crackle and can knock someone out. That's very far advanced.
And then the last question I've got to ask you, Matt, is what drawbacks does this item have?
So that's 2.
It has 2 drawbacks.
Yeah, the first,
which Merrick's already spotted.
Yeah, Merrick. First, it's consumable. It has a limited number of uses, and that it is a charged item, and that it needs electroplasm to power it.
Would you be able to tell me how many?
I think 10. It's 10 full-on swings. You like to take up 10 dudes with it. Knock enough charge to give juice to 10 people.
Yeah.
So I think 10 is like.
And how? I mean. How would I recharge this? Would it be like...
You just got to get enough that electroplasm.
I've got to acquire some electroplasm.
Yeah, either have a source, so get a source for it, which you can do as a long-term project, and basically find electroplasm.
Yeah, because there's a good chance which I'll need vast amounts of electroplasm for the rest of the stuff there.
And once you've got a decent supply, it'll be fine. Basically, it needs a battery is what it needs. It needs an electroplasm battery. So it's got 10 hits per charge. The second thing is that currently. It's volatile.
It's volatile.
Yeah, and that we roll for its kind of we'll basically be in fortune rolls for it. Because it's not unreliable. When it works. It's just if it works too well on you.
Yeah, I could hit someone and then the charge could travel or even if I'm touching the same person, if I hit them, then or any part of me is touching him, like you said, that does make sense.
It can surge basically.
Yeah.
At the moment, which might as you become a better tinkerer and as you work with these items more and more.
Oh yeah, I mean, so part of tinkering as well is that you can modify items. Yes. So I can modify a gun or some item I've already made. Yeah. So basically, I can say, no, I want this to work all the time. So maybe I'd I don't know, modify some sort of earthing rod through my body so I'd never get electrocuted or something like that.
Absolutely.
Or modify it so it's less volatile.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
So that's something you can do to improve your weapons.
Cool.
But basically that's it. So it's consumable. So it's
this will also work on ghosts.
Ooh.
Good electroplasm.
Okay.
It's similar when you look at it, which you've seen before, to the lightning hooks used by. Not the Sparkies, what are they called?
Whispers?
No, the Whispers have them as well. Right. The Railjacks.
Right,
the Railjacks
they push the ghosts
away. Basically, it's like a cattle prod. It's similar. Not the same, but it's similar to those kind of things. That's the closest kind of thing you can see. So, yeah, it's similar to one of them.
So I'm going to do my tinker roll for the craft. Cool. So my tinker is a 2.
So you're doing this in your workshop at home?
I'm doing it in the workshop at home,
cool.
which means that I get
+1
on tier. So again, because of my special ability, I can never. I get +1 result level when I invent or craft a creation, which with Spark craft. Yes. So I'm on a 4 or 5 already. Basically, I'm looking for a 6 now. Yeah. So I get +1 from my workshop.
Yeah.
And then hopefully I'll get a +1. Yeah. So looking for a 6. Okay, I got 5.
You got 5, which goes up to a 6.
Which goes up to a 6.
So the quality level is tier +1. So your tier 0 becomes a 1. Workshop makes it a 2.
Yeah.
You need to spend the coin to make it a 3.
Yeah. So I'll, if that's okay,
yeah,
I'll spend a coin from the vault.
4 coins.
Yeah. Cool. That's a pretty powerful weapon for us to have.
Yeah, so you now have your Sparkcraft baton.
Awesome.
I've just called it a Spark baton on my notes, unless you want to give it a name, or like, you know, if you want to name it like Debbie. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just something to think about. I'm going to do it now, just something to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, cool. So you've now got a Sparkcraft baton. You've made it and it's working. You've tried it.
So Merrick would see like basically like flashes come from, because when Thadeus does his work, he does it in isolation. He's not like door closed. Like you see like flashes of light and electroplasm come from underneath the door. One day he just like basically kicks open the door slams open, and he's stood there with his spark baton, and you can see it like illuminating, and he goes, "Do you mind if I test this on you, Merrick?" I think I've got it though.
Yes, I goddamn would.
Have we got any junkies in?
Where have you not, to be fair?
I know, I started laughing.
Not on the clientele. No. I'm sure there's some rats in the basement somewhere.
Oh man, I want to get this boy into action soon as possible. I'm itching, and then I'll the way it gets this extended is I'll smack it on the floor like an extendable baton and put it back into my box.
It also counts as one load.
Yep.
One load. And it works on, like I said, it works on ghosts. We've made that clear.
Ghost
on
effect.
ghost. How exactly it works on ghosts, you're not sure, but it'll hit them.
Is it like I've got a good idea?
You'd have to really try it. Yeah, like you know it's similar and it's similar and again not the same as what the Railjax use. It'll probably give them a good job.
Okay,
cool.
That's my first action.
Cool. I want to.
What do you want to do?
I want to create a disguise.
Okay.
So I don't know whether this be acquire asset or long term project, but basically.
Disguise.
So I want to find like I want basically a red sash disguise.
Okay.
So
yes.
I want to find like a low ranking member of the Red Sashes and just like, you know, kind of get a bit friendly with him, like invite them out to drinks, things like that, and just like kind of study him as I do so, like study the uniform, try to get close.
Oh, okay. So you plan on replicating it, you're not planning on stealing it from him?
I think replicating it.
Okay. I mean, you'd know that Thadeus has got certain oils and powders which could incapacitate someone if you got to the position where if you wanted to steal his.
So you want to be able to dress as Red Sash?
Yes.
So they haven't got a uniform per se, but like most gangs, but they have that just style, and it's like studying them to go and what. I mean, they've always got the Red Sash. They all have the Red Sashes, and one of the things they have is their sabres is probably the main thing, because these sabres are relatively unique, and they have different sashes coming off it. So everyone has a red sash coming off the sabre, and then the more sashes they've got and the different colours denotes the level of rank or how skilled a duelist they are. Yeah. So that's the kind of thing you're starting to learn, but you're starting to see the specifics, what makes it unique to hold up to a red sash's gaze.
Yeah,
cool.
Pretty much.
Cool,
and like
cool.
whether they have any, I don't know. I basically want to pretend to be a member of the academy, like a student at the academy. So if they've got any like student ID or student something to identify them. Student ID card.
Cool.
Photo ID.
I think this is more a long-term project.
Okay.
To get like to actually have it, because it's not like you can't get like a temporary use of it or disguise. Like you could acquire it, like maybe try and make friends with one and like borrow his clothes, but I'm not sure how that would really suit in the narrative, if that makes sense. Yeah. But I think a long-term project to basically get enough stuff, and to study it, and that will be like, consulting with the Red Sashes, visiting the school and just like, having a look around and just getting to know
and
stuff.
Actually finding a sabre somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. One that was suiting like an Eruvian blade.
Yeah.
Cool. It'll be a 4 o'clock. Sorry, 4 tip clock. Red Sash disguise.
We'll do that as soon as I find my message. 40 o'clock, Red Sash disguise.
Cool. Red Sash disguise. Mm-hmm. So, do you want to roll for it? What action are you using and how are you doing it?
So I think for this first one, I think it is a study, or maybe it's more of a console.
Your choice.
Because I'm kind of like, basically just getting low recommend with the Red Sash and just taking him aside, like it's inviting him out for drinks, making friends, Yeah.
Cool.
Showing an interest in the academy, getting him to ask me all about. Like,
you are a Eruvian after all.
Yeah.
So I would say whatever you roll, you get a +1 dice for this.
Okay.
as using your heritage.
I will take it.
No strings, no bargain, straight up you get a +1.
So I think this is consort.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna remember the red sashes using your shared heritage. Discuss. Oh yeah, the red sashes. I hear you guys at war recently. How's it going? What's happened?
Love the kind of. I've been thinking of signing up.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, man, make it roll. So you're consoling with the red sash.
Yep. I got a 6.
Yeah.
That's 3 ticks.
3 ticks.
3 ticks. If you pay a coin, you'll make it a 4 straight away. You make it a 5, technically, you'd hit it up.
Do we need it now? Is the question.
Or you're guaranteed
I guess what are we actually going to do today?
Either second roll or next time you roll for it, it's a minimum 1. You're guaranteed it. Depends if you want to split the coin on it now or not.
I think I'll save the coin.
Save the coin.
Yeah.
So you're chatting with him. He tells you, in case this comes up, as you're getting to know this fella, his name is. When it loads. His name is Abbas Dabiri.
I'm totally like not going as myself either. I'm totally using like an alias. I'm totally using.
Yeah.
I'm using the name Syrian Kala.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Syrian Kala. So,
to be a bit more Aruvian.
yeah.
Obviously,
More of a traditional name.
A bit more traditional name.
Yeah. He's quite a bony lad. He's quite bony. He's got he's got a long cloak which has like a kind of a long coat with a short cloak over it. So like it's got a separate hood, and it's just got that Aruvian style to him. Rings on the fingers, which you know being Aruvian, necklaces. But he's got the big red sash, and he's got 2 on his saber. He's got a red sash. He's also got a light blue sash. Whatever that's worth.
Okay.
So yeah, you take up some drinks, you chat him up, you mull over Aruvia and your shared heritage and what the homeland was like. And as you're doing so, you're getting quite a good idea of what it would take. You look at his sashes, you look at the saber, where he'd get it from. He also tells you will be able to buy one or get one. You get an idea from. You've got a couple places. There's the Vivaldi auction house, which sells fine items.
Yeah.
You've also got, looking at this, you'd probably get one from Jira. Jira is a famed merchant. She sells what's called a Jira blade. She only crafts them for certain people, and it's quite a mark of respect to get one.
Okay.
But while the red sashes sabers are not Jira blades, if she hasn't got one, she'd know where to get one. She's one of the de facto weaponsmiths in the city. But that's who you got. You got the Valley Auction House and the Jira blade. A red sash saber isn't something you just get anywhere, but you're getting the idea.
That's good. So yeah, I think I'm getting quite friendly with this guy. Do you mind if I take my second downtime action? Just
go ahead.
On the same vein. I'll ask him. Maybe you could show me your skills. Maybe you could like teach me a little thing or two.
A little thing or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interested.
What are you doing here? What's the downtime action?
I'd like to train in finesse.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. That works really well.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just like we go out and do a little bit of a session.
Actually work again.
You just get a point of experience.
You just get straight up dot.
Points of experience.
There's no roll for it.
No roll for it.
You get it. Take it. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, when he sobers up a little bit, like he's like, you know what? I'm not in the place. Like he's kind of got his hand and he's like kind of explaining a little bit. I'm not in the place now, but he tells you, he flies to the academy. He says, come down to the academy. They'll use one of the train areas, and you do so. So you go the next day. You go down there. You ask for Abbas. He does recognise you. He wasn't that drunk, and he trains you a couple of things. How to twist a parry, how to hold a blade properly. You get one of the training blades, so
and I'm not very good at it, obviously, but
But you're better than you were.
Yeah.
And he starts teaching you just the basics of swordsmanship, and the red sashes do use a very finesse, very dexterous style of swordsmanship, as opposed to just slitting someone's throat. They're duelists.
Yeah.
So it's how to use your footwork, how to use your hands, and just the sheer nature of it. You are more finesse than you were before.
Excellent. By about 1/6.
By about 1/6. Your second action, sir.
My second downtime action. I am on 3 stress at the minute, so I'm sort of half tempted just to But at low stress, there's a chance you can overindulge quite easily. So I think I'm going to leave the 3 stress on there for now.
Okay.
I'm going to start. Dan's going to hate me, but I'm going to start another long-term project.
Yeah.
And
long-term project.
All the clocks.
I'm going to try and invent something else.
Okay.
So this might sound a bit weird, but like
it's
basically
Blades in the Dark.
Yeah. So. In Thadeus' military time,
yes,
he knew someone who would. So obviously, being on the front line, sometimes he spent some time on the front lines. Rations would get low or stretched. He knew someone in his company who could basically attract vermin or mice by playing a musical instrument like a flute.
Yeah,
it was like the Blades in the Dark equivalent of the Pied Piper, basically. So he'd play a tune and the certain frequencies he'd play would basically attract vermin around him.
Yeah.
So knowing that vermin can be attracted by sound, Thadeus wants to create a device which calls all vermin from the surrounding land, from the surrounding area, to like an area where I'd have this device. So it's a device which emits like a sound or a frequency, which may or may I think I can maybe do it so it's a frequency which can't be heard by humans, but basically can be heard by rodents.
You want a rat whistle?
I want a rat whistle, but it's like it's more of like a mechanical or electrical device which I can put and it just works by itself.
Okay, a rat beacon.
A rat beacon, yeah.
Cool. So, on that note. The Pied Piper. You also do know there is a whisper named. Her name is Sir Levica.
Sir Levica.
One word. She's known as a brander, and that apparently, if rumours can be believed, something else you've heard on this note, that she brands rats. And can summon them and see through them. She can basically walk into the rats and see through their senses. And she's known to basically hang around the slums. Just something else for you to think of, that's all.
Okay.
She's a freelancer as a whisper, she sells it for money, but she brands rats and she can summon them. And she seems to have something that can control or relationship over vermin.
Ooh.
As well. But one that seems to be an arcane nature as opposed to a mechanical one.
Right. I mean, Dan, I'll sort of like let you into Thadeus' idea here.
Yeah,
is that like... What I was planning was that maybe we could try and gain some new turf, and like basically how we could do it would be to find another tailor's like in Crow's Foot and basically shake it down, or like get this device in there so just rats are just coming at it.
A rat plague.
And basically try and convince them that we know how to get rid of the rats, because they won't know how to get rid of the rats. So they'll get exterminators in, and then rats will just keep coming back, basically. So I was planning on like maybe going in there, telling them how to get rid of it, or even trying to buy them out, but at a much lower price.
Are we starting a new business model here?
Yeah, just out selling product out of
Step 1,
tailors.
send the rats in. Step 2, buy the business. Step 3, get rid of the rats. Step 4, profit.
Yeah. I mean, that was my sort of idea. Maybe like
That's
a score
amazing,
we could do today,
That's
or
amazing,
like
I love it.
unless someone else comes in.
Cool.
But I mean, it depends on how well I do on the. It could be one for the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do for my role. And I'm sort of thinking about
What's the plot called? Rat Beacon. Yeah. It won't be a 6, it'll be an 8.
I'll ready to change it.
Oh, Matt thinks this one's powerful.
It'll be an 8. Most are an 8. Most texts are an 8.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I mean, usually at this point you'd go through those questions I went through before, but I think it worked quite well when we get to the craft point.
Yeah.
Unless you can tell me anything.
Are you rolling for it now?
No, because you do long-term project to learn the plan, and then you do a separate craft roll to actually make the tier.
I agree.
To get.
So we got some time to think about it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it gives you some time to think about it as well. Because I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to complete it now.
You're trying to start it.
Yeah. So, how would Thadeus do this?
This is where you crit and you want to spend the rest of the 3 coins.
I think it's at its alpha stage really at the minute. So I think what he'd do is he'd catch a rat.
In fact, can you please call it Rat Beacon V1?
Rat Beacon yes.
Or Rat Beacon Prototype, however, whatever fits in the thing. This will be the first version.
V 0.1.
Yeah.
So what he'd do initially is he'd catch a rat,
Yeah.
or get someone to do that. I don't know how you can. I'm sure you could catch
It's
a rat.
not hard to
easily,
catch
yeah.
rats in Doskvol.
Cage it up
Yeah.
and basically mess around with different pitches or tunes, perhaps on like a whistle or like a flute he's got, and then perhaps try and develop a machine which could like like an amplifier sort of thing, which can sort of like emulate a.
So Merrick comes into you with a rat in a cage, and you play the panpipes.
Yeah, basically that's the start of it.
Yeah,
and he's. I'm going to say it's going to be a tinker because I'm not really studying any book or anything like that. I'm just.
Yeah.
Sort of like
you play with it.
I'm modifying. Yeah, I'm sort of like testing the boundaries of what's going on. Yeah, I'm tinkering with.
I just like come up to the door as you're doing that. I'm just like, hey, we've all got our thing.
It is odd because for Thadeus, he's such a down to earth bloke, but then you just walk past the door or like open the door and see.
I also like to
thing.
think, as well as the pipes, you've got like bottles with different levels of liquid in
Yeah.
them. And you're like, like, and it's right in the middle of all of it.
I open the door to talk to you. I'll shut the door again.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Right, so that's what I spend my time doing. 2 dice.
Nice.
6.
3
So
ticks. 3 ticks.
So I get a +1 as well when I
Workshop.
No, when I invent or craft.
No
When I
way.
invent, +1
Invent
result
or
level.
craft, is that
So
the
to
same
crit,
thing
it's
as doing
5.
lots
It's
of
5. He's critted.
I've created, yeah.
He's critted. His ability allows him to crit on a 6.
Wow.
1/6. Wow, that rat beacon, you're getting there, man. Rat starts responding to some of it.
I wonder what the next stage is for it.
You reckon you'll get a working one and 3 more ticks, driven off?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Cool. So that's 2 downtime actions. So, what do you guys want to do? You're building a rat beacon, you getting a disguise. You've not paid the crows.
I think what we should focus on today, possibly. Obviously, we've got this business model where we're the deals on wheel stuff.
Yeah.
I think we should find some guys to do that for us, possibly.
Yeah. Some gang members.
Yeah, start like growing a bit in terms of like basically employ people.
So we'll say that the downtime and the recent activities will say have taken about 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is now the 14th of Mendar.
14th of Mendar.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Your cabbies spent the last couple of days shifting gear.
I think you're right, Dan. I think we probably do need some crew members. It's sort of getting to the point
Because
where
we're doing it ourselves.
we
at the moment.
both
We
we
need-
can't be at base and doing this at the same time. So the question is, what's the best way to do it? I mean, obviously your background was that you were a disenfranchised student who found out maybe that's the route to go. Maybe we get an internship. Maybe we get like some sort of internship.
Oh
or,
yeah, like an internship with a tailor shop. Nice,
Yeah.
nice and innocent.
Well, it's with the
Unpaid, of
it's
course.
with
You want it for the exposure and experience,
yeah,
right?
the experience.
it's with the Blackwater Exchange corporation. You know, it's not. That's just one of our
Corporation's a
enterprises.
strong word for what you guys are.
We got different plates spinning.
Mostly the only spinning thing I can think of is 4 wheels in your cabbies, but okay.
Yeah.
But how can we make that into a score, Dan? Like, what would be the best thing to do in terms of that?
You want to recruit guys?
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Depends on the guy you want to recruit. What types of people? So, you've just some ideas. You've got cabbies. You've got dock workers. You've got skulks. Skulks are the sneaky kind of gang members. You've got rooks, who are more like Merrick. Smooth talkers.
I really do think we need some bruisers.
Thugs. To
I
hold
think we
your
need
turf,
some.
maybe.
I think we need some bruisers.
Yeah, probably.
Some thugs, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, docks is a good place for the thugs or the fighting pits or something like that.
Yeah, the fighting pits. You've got fighting pits. There's a few different types, a couple of different ones. I can give you options for the fighting pits across the city. There's always people coming off the boats just looking for work. You might be able to find, or you probably will be able to find, you know, just straight up, just cutters, bruisers, thugs, hard men, hard women, just coming off the boats, like especially from Scotland, who, you know, they've got no jobs and just looking for work.
I guess the question is, how do we turn that into a score though?
Yeah.
Like, is it? I mean, last time we did quite a social one where we went and convinced someone. I'm just sort of thinking how.
Let's have a look. Could you make a score? Because this might just be acquiring an asset, or like playing, or like, you know, doing a long-term project.
Possibly.
As a small score. I mean, not every score is going to be a huge one. Let's just have a look and see what we think makes sense.
Or we could just do this as a thing and then...
I'm thinking maybe
we can spend a coin. We can spend a coin, start a long-term project, and then trying to acquire some thugs. Because that's what we did.
Yeah. So thugs and stuff like that they're more. It's going to be an asset because they're a cohort. It's acquiring a cohort.
Yeah.
So for me, it wouldn't be a score per se.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something you can do. It'll cost you a little bit of coin.
Maybe we could like try and concentrate on trying to trying to push some of this spark, Barja Baz.
Yeah, that's probably that might even be a better shout. Yeah.
Yeah, so a cohort is a gang or expert works for your crew. You need to spend 2 upgrades and get them. So to get the upgrades, it will be free but downtime actions technically. So basically, you can do it. It'll cost you a bit. I reckon it costs you 2 coin.
Yeah.
Because you guys have to spend the time getting them and not be working while you're doing it. You're not pushing while you're doing it. Yeah. But once you've got them, you've got them.
I've got an idea of how we could perhaps try and sell some of these drugs. If we could find out who's got an imminent deadline, maybe because I know spark is a very common drug.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we could find someone who's got like an imminent deadline for a payment or something like that to a gang above them, we could basically rob them of their supply or try and steal their supply and then try and sell them our drugs back, obviously at a larger price or perhaps I don't know. Maybe that won't work.
So we need to find someone else that's stealing spark.
That's stealing spark. Maybe we could just steal some spark.
Oh, we should steal some spark.
See if there's a shindig or something like that. Go in social, make some connections, deal some spark. What do you think?
Somewhere a bit higher class than the dock.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking, guys. Gang first or hit a supply first? Because what you could do, you could hit the supply first, use that money to then go and get more dudes. Chat is also right, it is a crew upgrade that costs 2 upgrade points for a cohort. So when your crew levels up as well, you could take them. You could just achieve, what that means is that your crew gains rep and notoriety. It will automatically, if you wanted to, attract people, and you could use some of that to hire people. But you could absolutely as well go out and get some now. Or, of course, you've still got you two.
It's true.
As scoundrels of Doskvol, you could just go and, as you say, find someone, hit someone. There are other things as well. If you want to do other stuff, you want to just push back. Other ideas can be. Let's have a look when I go on my list. You could make a knockoff product, undercut the spark, undercut Barja even more. Secure a new turf for a new location operations to further the product. You've got kind of like your deals on wheels, moving wagons. Options. Depends what you want to do. What is it you want to achieve?
I like that idea. Sorry, let's just come on chat. We could hold a event or a spark party, and basically like use some of your university contacts or some contacts like that to like invite everyone.
Get a load of students.
We're like, it'll be like warehouse projects in Manchester.
Oh my god.
We'll just like rent out a warehouse and we'll just like put up like a massive like event or like a party with like music and like we'll try and get some what about something like that?
Yeah.
If the mountain will not come to Mohammed must go to the mountain.
Let's just
maybe circulate it through the cabbies for a couple of like a week or two. Like say to every single customer, say we got a party. Maybe you could go to the universities to try and drum up some interest with the students, and then we go to an abandoned warehouse, like get a band sorted out, get some ale and stuff like that. Maybe front some money, but then know that it's going to come back to us. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
do that.
So we need to get some leaflets posted. That's
we need to get some leaflets made.
Flyers. You're going to be handing out flyers. Yeah. Do you want your cabbies to be handing out flyers to everyone they see? Okay.
But it's a party.
It's a party.
It's a party.
I love
And
it.
Sparks
We're
goes
sorry,
over.
You're throwing up at your host.
We're basically just throwing a big crowsfoot party. It's obviously there's been a lot of tension recently.
Yeah. We're giving something back to the
So
people.
everybody should come round down to this.
What is this? This is amazing. It's amazing.
Everyone should come down to this basically battle zone, but
So, part of the scoring, I guess my ideas will be, venue, location, location, right? So location and market. Cool.
I wonder, like what's the tavern where the neutral zone?
The Leaky Bucket is
Bucket.
a neutral area.
We could
in
talk to them
Crowsfoot.
about running it there because then there won't be any shenanigans. Shall we say?
Yeah, no one quite knows how. There's different rumours, but Mardin Gull, the lady who owns it, young lady in her 30s, quite relatively young, blonde hair, always tied back, but always got a couple of straggles coming down. It's just no bloodshed, no fighting. Different gangs go in there. There's no fighting in the Leaky Bucket, and if there is, there's always been strict reprisals from the gang leaders.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely a neutral area, neutral grounds.
Maybe that'd be a good place to hold it.
Maybe.
Do you go?
If we
do you
try
go?
and-
Do you go and have a look and talk to her?
Yeah, I think so.
Who does that?
I think
Just
that'd
one of
be
you,
our-
both of you?
Should we both go?
Cool.
Let's do it.
Interesting, because when you go in there, you see a familiar looking figure who's drinking in there, and as soon as you walk in, he gestures to you. And it is a silver nail,
Oh dear.
which is one of your friends.
Okay.
And you see, let me pull his details up now. You see Tuhan, who is the lead scout. He's one of the, you know him, he's one of the lead scouts of the Silver Nails. The Silver Nails, as a quick reminder, are a band, or were a band of Severosi mercenaries who fought against the Scobs in the Unity War. They were hired and they're renowned ghost killers. So since the Unity War's been over, the military training they've been turning it more to nefarious activities. But they've still got that reputation as mercenaries and ghost killers and ghost hunters. And Tuhan, as you walk in there, is drinking there and immediately gestures over for you and gestures to the bar for 2 drinks.
Okay.
What do you do?
I go up to Tuhan and say, Tuhan, how are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Excellent. The drinks are brought to you. And he doesn't say a word, he just kind of sits there nursing his own drink as these drinks are brought over.
What are we doing here?
Well, this is a pleasant surprise for me. But
You're looking for us?
Not so much looking, but I'm glad I've run into you. I have spoken to Suresh, or rather, Suresh, he's the leader of the Silver Nails, has spoken to me. There are rumours you have been pushing product in Crow's Foot.
What's the nature of these rumours?
The nature is they are substantial and reliable, but I wish to come and speak to you as a friend. Is it true? You are selling drugs for the Alarm Blacks?
Yes.
Suresh has a request. He is not a fan of drugs, to put it bluntly. And then his voice kind of lowers as some people kind of walk past, and he wants to kind of stay between you guys. And you remember all those booths off the corner, like you can see the doors as you walk in. And being who he is, and being a scout, and being a mercenary and a fighter, you can see it's just a really good location for this bar. You can see everyone that walks in, you can see every exit, but at the same time he's quite concealed. And just from his very nature of his eyes are continually darting about, the very nature of who and what he is, he's always on the alert for danger. And it just seems to be him currently sitting here. And he's got his typical leather pauldron, which is the mark of the Silver Nails. They have the kind of leather emblazoned patch on it. And he's got shirts, and he's got his silver nail garb on. Anyone that walked in would probably recognise him as a silver nail. So as he continues drinking, he continues to say that we are weary this product, by its very nature, will spread to places and people we care about. And we do not want that. Seresh does not want that. He would like you to focus your efforts on selling to the Skovs. He wants it controlled. If you are to engage with the Lamblacks in the pushing of this product, there needs to be some control over it. I do not think Baggio, and he says that quite openly, and this is a place where Lamblacks do frequent, will be so careful as Seresh would like you to be. He will be more concerned with profit, despite his folk hero demeanour. What say you?
I don't mind who we sell this shit to.
Well, that is good.
I don't get on well with Skovs though.
I know you don't.
It's going to be hard.
Ultimately, we are in this as business people.
Yes.
We obviously are in this to make money, but of course, I also am not a fan of drugs, but they are incredibly profitable.
And he kind of smokes that. Like, yes, they are. And that is why Seresh knows why you do it. Because it is profitable. And if you do not profit, or if we do not profit, and you notice he's using the term we now, someone else will. So, it will be kept away from schools. It will be kept away from children. The Skovs that are the animals, let them lose their souls. If you agree to this, Seresh will help in also selling product through third-party trusted people.
Now, is that all products or just Spark?
All products. We do not want.
Well, we can't be cornering the market like that. We can't be selling to one person.
Not saying
One
you're
type-
selling to one
type of
person,
people.
but you should focus your efforts on them. Specifically, you do not sell to Severosi. As to what the rest you sell, I do not care. But if you could focus on these Skovs, that would certainly be appreciated. The Ruvi and Nakarosi, I do not care. Seresh does not care. But Severosi are off the table. Our people are strong and proud, but some, of course, are weak, and we do not want this filth tainting our people.
Well, how can you help us if we accept these terms?
Well, we have more manpower than you do. We can see it be that it is on more street corners. And his method of speech is quite typical for Severosi, where that broken Acrosi and that broken Imperial tongue. But he's pushing it for you. And despite the way he's talking, how friendly he is, the Severosi party is making very clear that whatever you guys do, agree or disagree with him, they do not want you selling to Severosi. If you have a +2 faction status with them, they will help you, and they expect the same in return. And from his point of view, they're not asking too much. Specifically, whether you accept their aid or not, the one thing that, regardless what comes out of this, he's telling you, you do not sell to Severosi.
Yeah.
So what kind of population makes up Doskvol? Like how many people are like?
Good question. So the majority are Acrosian or Ruvian. Ruvian is the second most populous people.
Mm-hmm.
Skov and Severos kind of give joint third. They're probably around 15% each, so quite a sizable portion. You know, regards to population numbers, I'll have to work it out for you.
Yeah.
But it's about 15%.
Okay,
You know, most people kind of know a Severosi, or, you know, have one on the corner of the street. They do relatively tend to keep themselves to themselves. Not so much, just given the nature of the people they are.
Are there any particular districts where they're more or less?
Oh no, not particularly. No,
They're
they're
just
across
quite
the city.
evenly spread. Okay.
Yeah, you know, they've been Severos and Doskvol, hence why the Silver Nails or mercenaries have a good relationship. The Imperial Akaros and the Imperial rule has a good relationship with Severos. They've been part of the Empire for a couple of centuries. Trade and marriage, you know, and immigration across to both sides has been widespread.
I've got an idea for a score, basically it's Unison is coming up on the calendar, which marks a celebration of the end of the war with Scotland.
It does.
An imperial decree marks this as a public holiday for all festivities of citywide.
It is.
I'm sure that also includes like some sort of party on the Scotland side of things where they're probably gonna get, you know, it's like drink if you're in a good position or drink if you're in a bad position. So perhaps we could like.
It's the kind of time of day. It's the kind of party where most of the city's like, wait, it's just we get pissed for free. You know, we get a day off. And then you've got the military side. They're all cheering their victory, and some Scovs and people like the Grinders who still see the war as going on and people being oppressed use it as a bit of a
revolutionary.
Exactly. Yeah.
So maybe we could get in contact with like the leader of the Grinders, or perhaps like some prominent Scotlanders figure, and then maybe set up a deal to provide them with spark during that celebrationary period to sort of like make everyone think, oh yeah, no, we have got a chance. You know, to heighten any person who's doing any talking, like any person who's doing any public speaking there, like maybe they want the crowd all drugged up, so you know they react quite a lot, quite favourably to it.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could try and agree with them that we'll come and deal for them, and perhaps I don't know, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So
Make a huge sale.
Make a huge sale.
Yeah.
Like a drug deal.
Yeah. One big deal, man.
One big deal.
Like a drug deal.
Yeah, literally, not like literally a massive drug deal. Yeah.
So, actually, we could find out to see whether the Grinders did the Grinders deal at all.
The Grinders, who you have a -1 faction status with.
They're smugglers, man.
No, the Grinders are revolutionary fighters.
Okay.
Their thing is they want to steal a ship, it's known, because they want to fight a war. And you also know the leader of the Grinders, Hutton, who is an absolute revolutionary, is absolutely dead against drugs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple Scots in the city.
Well, that's that plan out the window.
Yeah.
No, he's not the only one. He's the one. They only give a -2 faction status with them. The Grinders do not like you because of your.
What are the
anti-Scot.
Scotlandish factions have we got?
You've also got Ulf Ironborn, who is recently moved to Doskvol. He's recently got in Doskvol. He's basically fighting everyone for territory. His gang is basically him and his crew. He's just ferocious.
Right.
And he's that kind of guy. Like, he's definitely his brains and his fists as opposed to his anywhere else, because he will just fight anyone, everything. His kind of traits, he's known as savage and quite bold. Maybe he can help you, because his mate, what he just wants, he's trying to carve out a piece of the city wherever he can get it. He's mostly kind of fighting around the docks area at the moment.
Okay, so maybe we could convince him, because I'm guessing the Grinders have got like good allegiance with most Scotlanders in that that's probably who they ally with the most. Like, maybe if we get on board with this Ulf Ironborn, like, say, you know what's going to annoy, because he seems like a savage sort of bloke.
Yeah.
If we say to him, we know what's going to annoy Hutton is you flooding the market with drugs on Unison, basically.
He also, speaking of this, Ulf Ironborn is one of the places he has taken control of is the old Forge Tavern. He has a tavern where people do free food and drink.
Maybe we could convince him of this party idea.
Yeah, that's probably
and the gambling den. He's also got a gambling den.
Maybe we can convince him of this party idea. I think that'd be a decent heist. Like, we go into the meeting with him.
Yeah.
That's the first part, and then maybe we do the dealing on the day as well.
Yeah.
We come down and deal ourselves on the day.
Sounds good. So the idea being here,
rock up with the carriages full of product.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So sound like a decent heist, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely.
So public info about the Ulf Ironborn, to help you make a decision, is that Ulf and his gang are savage and don't make empty threats. They are loyal to their own and an ally that can be relied upon in a fight. They are brutal Scotlanders, and their main asset is they're small, but they are a powerful gang of thugs. They're all seasoned fighters. They're tough. Despite they're only faction status 1, but they're tough. But they do have a gambling den, and they do have a tavern. Kind of like perfect.
I feel like you're going to have to do
in Crow's Foot?
No, it's not in Crow's Foot.
Is in one of the slums?
It is one of the slums. It would be indeed. Let me tell you where it is right now when the link works.
I think you're going to have to do all the talking, Merrick.
It's in Coleridge.
But
It's in Coleridge.
I know.
A lot of the labour goes on. As the name expects, Coleridge. It's a lot of factories.
You know, you realise we've got to cut the shit out of this drug. You know, we're going to make it like dirt. I'm going to mix dirt into it, Merrick. These Scotlanders aren't going to know what hit them.
As long as we charge the same price.
I think that's the only way we can do it. If we're doing a big drug deal, we've got to cut. We've got to cut it. And the way we're going to have to do that is through some sleight of hand.
We've got 9 coins worth of spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's cut it.
So we're going to cut the drugs.
Okay.
We're going to cut some of it, so we've got something to show, to give to the guy, to at least test the stuff. Actually, we'll cut it after we go to the meeting. I think the plan is to cut it, but we'll go into the meeting.
Yeah.
We'll propose our idea and say how much it'll annoy thingy, and then we can get round to that. Like that's the meeting. We're going to the meeting. You know what our intentions basically.
Okay, cool, awesome. Is there anything you want from Two-Hand before you leave the Leaky Bucket?
I'll say obviously that we agree to his terms.
Yeah, we.
Are you taking their help? Or are you just saying that you won't sell the Severosi?
I'll ask him whether he could help. I'll give him a vague idea of what we've got planned. Okay. Or perhaps not the cutting. We'll say we're planning on selling it on Unison to the Scotlanders. Can I trust you would help us in this?
We would not be wise to be seen.
Then,
but we can.
You'd have to keep your favour to. Can we keep it in reserve?
Let me talk to Seresh and we will meet soon.
Okay.
We'll talk more.
We've got work to do before that.
Yes. But agreed, no Severosi.
We understand your concerns.
We'll tell Margaret on the door. Turn away Severosi.
Leave
a description.
We are going to look like the most
We will
racist
also tell our
establishment.
people they are not to partake, so that it's not seen that you are being racist.
Have you tried Recall though? It's fucking good.
He just
There's a time and a place. Time and a place.
He blankly stares at you.
Better than that spot.
And he just finishes his drink and goes, Merrick, Thadeus, always good to see you. And hits the table twice and just walks out.
Okay, I think we got a score sorted out.
Cool, I agree. So the score is going to be a social, I'm guessing, to convince Ulf Ironborn to let you sell the drugs at the Unison Day kind of rally he's going to hold, which he would inevitably hold.
And the second part, if that goes well, is to sell it at the Unison. We'll be there.
Cool. So it's part 1 is get him to agree to it. Part 2, sell it.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, guys. I think that is a score. I think we've got a score there. Right, let's get some stuff to go together. Awesome. Cool. So Coleridge.
Go on. Sorry.
So Coleridge, where Ulf Ironborn mainly is started to carve out a little piece of turf, is home to most of the machinists and industrial labourers and factories of the city. It's cramped, it's soot-choked, and it is loud. It spews dense clouds of black smoke. You know, there's when you're walking through, there's showers of sparks come from above. Burning cinders. There's elevated trains, airlines that run across that used to carry coal. Mostly now carry kind of heavy equipment or electroplasm and raw materials. It's near Gaddock Station, so a lot of traffic comes back and forth. Though many of the ancient tracks and cars have been abandoned and are home to squatters who've converted them to makeshift homes. Some major locations are the Coleridge Mine, the Ironworks, the old rail yard, but mainly what you guys are interested in now is Brixton, which is the most densely packed residential area in all of Doskvol. To survive there, you have to be pretty fucking hard, because life is a cramped jungle of multi-storey brick houses stacked one atop the other, and a lot of the toughest scoundrels in the cities come from there because
I'm
you
sorry.
gotta survive.
You're saying all this, all I'm imagining is like the most densely packed number of customers that we can sell to.
It's a target-rich environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And in there, you've got the Old Forge Tavern, as you'd expect, the name from a place like Coleridge. And apparently, it's rumoured to be Ulf Ironborn has a gambling den nearby. A lot of Scovs do find work there because it's cheap labour and it's dangerous. And, you know, it's just that...
In Coleridge.
Yeah, that basically the Doskvol government doesn't really give much of a fuck about them. And they're happy for them to kind of get hurt and maimed. They are. As you come here, you do begin to see, as you walk through these narrow, cramped streets, Merrick, your fine clothes are getting a little dirty. Just, you know, your seemingly fine clothes are just getting a little bit dirty just from being in the area.
I mean, best place for all those Scotlanders here.
So,
fucking shithole.
Shall we start looking at the engagement? And right, cool.
We're doing that pre or after the break?
I think we'll do it pre, and then we'll go to a break before we roll.
Cool.
So we'll get everything set up for the roll, and then we'll do a little break. Cool. So, social score.
Mm-hmm.
What's the detail?
We're going to Ulf Ironborn, right?
So, what's the actual detail? What's the
the detail?
Yeah, for a social is
connection.
So the connection is Ulf
Ironborn.
So the first thing, the engagement.
Have we met Ulf Ironborn before? Then?
You haven't.
I think.
How do we have a faction status with him?
0. It's neutral.
Ah, right.
He's friendly with the Grinders. He's a plus. Well, he's like, you know, he's friendly. He's not an ally of the Grinders, but he's friendly with them, being the Scov heritage.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Would it be worth sending a letter in advance or something, or maybe someone in advance?
Yeah, I think so. Should we get a proper appointment?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a while before the thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got a few days.
Yeah, we want to.
I think we'll send a message to him to see whether he's open to a meeting. So we've got an attractive business opportunity.
You don't get a reply.
I'll send him another letter saying when we will be there.
Okay, so send one letter saying we've got a business opportunity. You don't hear back. And then you have another one saying, we're going to come and see you.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do you sign it as? How would you sign off your letters?
It's got obviously the watermark of the Blackwater Exchange. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so no name. It's just no name, individual name. It's just the gang name.
Just the gang name.
Cool. Okay, awesome.
So our representatives will be with you on this date.
Is it like super formal?
Yeah.
Like, dear Mr. Ironborn, like we haven't, an item that or a proposition that may be of interest to you. We look forward to seeing you.
It probably wouldn't be. We know who we're dealing with, a savage bloke. So it'd be it would be like in the most straightforward message. It would be we're being here, we're coming here then.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
So the other, I've just seen a message on there. The other drug that we sell is one of our own creation, which is a drug called Recall, and basically that's our big product. That's what we like to push. Normally, we've taken on a contract to sell this spark, so that's why we're having to get rid of it for a date in time, which is a couple of weeks away. What Recall is, it's a drug which you inhale as a fog, which crackles with electroplasmic energy, and the effect it has on the body is that it makes the user recall his most fond memories, or the time when he was the most happy in life. So, like holding his newborn son, or like, marrying the love of his life or her life. Basically, it replicates that ecstatic feeling, and also you remember that time, you live it in your own in your own head. There are bad trips as well, where if you have a bad trip, then you have a nightmare basically, and you recall the worst point in your life. So
cool. So it's after the date of the second letter, on the 17th. You're meeting him on the 30th.
Can we meet him before then?
Oh, you want to meet him before?
Yeah.
Cool,
so we've got some time to cut the drug.
Yeah.
And
So you're cutting the drug.
Can you recall a recall trip? Yeah, you can recall a recall
If the recall trip is genuinely your best memory,
then you probably won't recall it.
Yeah, you keep recalling the same. That time was great.
So
like constant loop.
Unison Day's the 30th. What day do you want to meet him?
We'll meet him
19th to Blue Tide. So there's a whole load of new blue coats coming into the city.
We'll meet him halfway between, so like 21st or 22nd or something like that.
yeah, that gives us plenty
Give
of time.
yourself time. Okay, cool. So, score is social. The detailed connection is Ulf Ironborn. What load are you taking? Because you're going to his territory, right? You're going to meet him. Because you want something from him.
I think I'm gonna have to say light.
You're taking a light load. Cool.
I might go. I might look like I'm the muscle, so I'm going to look like I'm the muscle.
You're going heavy.
I'm going medium.
You're medium. So you're looking like a scoundrel.
You
look like a normal citizen. Nothing too conspicuous. Your coat, your hat, your scarf. Still places to conceal. Yeah. But you look like you've got gear on.
Yeah, I look like his protection.
Cool.
We have got Hawker's rigging as well, so we get an extra carry down.
You do get that's pretty cool.
It's concealed.
Awesome. So guys, I think we'll have a little break there. take a 15-20 minute break. So we'll be back. What time is it now? It's 20 past. So we're back around 1:30. Probably about 25 to 22. We'll get something to eat, some drinks, and we will catch you in about 15-20 minutes for the actual score and the start of the engagement roll. Let's see how Ulf receives you in his territory.
See if Thaddeus can hold his tongue in face of a room full of Scotlanders.
brutal Scotlander. Awesome. Thanks for joining us so far. We'll catch you in 20.
Cheers, guys.